for your freedom.
iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiskiTimes.co.za. Sekhukhune 1, Mamelodi Sundowns 2 in the DStv Premiership on the opening weekend of the league. Interestingly enough, this game mirrors a pattern which followed in the game between Orlando Pirates and Sekhukhune. It's 2-1. Orlando Pirates and Sekhukhune was 2-1 in the final. There was a dubious handball in the final, if you remember Victor Letswalo. Tonight there was a dubious handball by Edwin Gyimah. It was inexplicable. You couldn't understand what happened. Of course, additional things happened in that both teams in this game where their players got red cards. Rivaldo Kutsia on this side, Umncube on the other side as well. Tso Vilakazi, our analyst, former Mamelodi Sundowns forward. What do you make of the game, sir?
Mr. Nkunjani,
Mr. So-and-so?
Justice nemakhaya cela support njalo la iDiskiTV nje beka nje benjalo ngijike futhi
Mr. So-and-so?
sekunjani
Yes, sir.
siqalile baba siqalile manje sesiyakhona
bathi lamajita la lezi boshwa lezi bathi banenkulumo ethi uma bephuma ngaphakathi banokuthi ngizoqala la ngigcine khona.
Hayi no isandawuzi kuphela hayi bona bangayenzi lento leyo bangasayicabanga nokuyicabanga.
So iSundowns aqala la igcine khona.
No. iSundowns Mr. Nkewu they've shown quality, babonisa ukukhula, experience, the way they've played, bebadlala ngakhona, they were confusing ilontuzana iSekhukhune, because when you look at in a normal play of football, it's rare to see a player that we all know that is a defensive midfielder, but now he's got the freedom of going forward, going to the width and all of that. And you see Rivaldo coming from a centre back to that central position, and also this guy from in Morocco, he also comes.
Oh yeah, this player. So I should have said this to Junior. His name is Abdel Monaim.
Okay, Abdel.
His surname is Botuel. So you guys can call him Botuel. You can call him Abdullah.
Oh, Abdullah is
Abdel Monaim Botuel.
Yeah. No, Abdullah, I think he quality. He be confused. And then now, how are we gonna, really defend these guys when you see Mukwena in that pocket, Umshish in that pocket, Dualend in that pocket? When you look at the midfield, there's still people in that midfield. They were playing as if a team. They've got more numbers in the field of play than Sekhukhune. But nevertheless,
well, at some point they had more numbers.
Oh yeah, at some point, yes. But before that red card, Sundowns were controlling that game. They get into those pockets, creating chances, and they've shown the class. They've shown the
what
quality.
happened with that penalty?
Mr. Gill,
what are you showing, son?
Yeah, no. Yazi lapha uyomhlakaniphela kakhulu lapha nomshishi, because yazi we always ebholweni kunalento lokuthi siya physics siyapushana nani. So in that action, to me uJimah thought ukuthi umshishi uzoya naye physical. So umshishi usondele vele esifika ngathi umuntu oactor ukuthi so pushana wasuyama. So makama ibhola libouncer seliyapi lamdlula uJimah ngoba uJimah sengaphambili. So uyabona uJimah ukuthi yazi nawo hambile lo muntu uyalibamba wasibamba ngesandla. And
that doesn't make sense though.
Look, Mr. Nkewu, you can ask defenders, they will tell you. Ama defenders, they can just act.
Ukuyibamba so.
Yeah.
Ukubamba ibhola. Because uluze iduel.
Yes.
Is worse than ukuvumela bafumana free. Like it's like bazofumana ibhola free bayibeke phansi akhaya bakore, which was what happened.
Yeah.
Whereas bakushayile, you went left because you were going for a shoulder to shoulder.
Yes.
And then the ball is going right. But if you allow them to continue with that action, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know whether there's cover behind you. It's not like it's a one-on-one. I don't understand what happened.
Most defenders, they that element only to see sometimes where I don't know whether it's just a thinking of quick seconds or what, because he always does that. My defenders. Ubona nokuthi athi umuntu bayamdlula la, mabamdlula la. He knows ukuthi unayo icover lapha, but amdonsa ngechesi lo la. And then you ask yourself, it was not necessary for him to pull that man lapana because now he cover lapana by two. But you know that's how some defenders do it too.
Let's have a look at the red cards, both of them. The first one, Sekhukhune, that looked dangerous. We called it as we saw it. I was like, damn, that's red.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
The worst thing he could get is a yellow if the referee is making a mistake, but that looks red.
The first one is Sekhukhune, unfortunately. The boy wanted to react in terms of correcting the mistake that he did in terms of getting the ball and go between Sundowns players where he lost the ball. So when he lost the ball, now he wanted to react to get up. Kantige is late, he missed the ball with the right, with the left, and you know,
it looked bad.
It looked bad, Mr. Nkiu, very bad. But I still believe. That boy,
no, it wasn't intentional.
No,
obviously.
No.
Obviously.
No, he maybe.
But it's a red card. No, it's a red card.
It is.
But it's unintentional. I don't think that.
Yeah, no.
I mean, he was in shock.
Yeah.
I don't think he thought. After
really
action, I'm going for.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was Mukwena or he wasn't thinking Uguti, I'm going for him. I'm gonna injure him. Rivaldo and I, we thought Uguti, although after looking at the slow motion, you could see Uguti. No, there isn't much here. Jamie Weber, which is supposed to do, he made a meal out of it. You understand that. You try to gain an advantage. But I think the idea about it is the idea of retaliating. Uguti, even though you didn't touch him that much, Tina, we saw Uguti, you just retaliated. We couldn't even see Uguti how big was the impact. But I accepted Uguti, that's a red card.
Definitely, no doubt. You know, we yes, I'm a temper riser, and all of that. But you know, remember that when you retaliate, now we no more seeing the
original foul.
Original foul or low and zutoti kakulu, low moshe kakulu. Asamboni manje, we're looking at you, Uguti. No, but when Zileluya does it give you a right now? Uguti can react in this man. So for him. That's bad.
Yeah, Sekhukhune tried to. I mean, Gyimah a good free kick. He scored it.
Yeah.
They tried to come back. Although I thought when it was 10 men on both sides with 8 minutes left plus 5 minutes of added on time, I thought Uguti, they were not pressing enough because I understand when they were 10 men down, they were not pressing. They were closing the gaps and spaces in between.
Yes.
So that means they were like on the center line. They were not pressing. When Sundowns was killing the game, which is game management, which they did throughout the 5 minutes, we didn't even see maybe one moment of play in the 5 added on minutes because Sundowns was just killing that game, managing it. But with Sekhukhune, you couldn't see them committing men forward because 10 versus 10 now, you would want to see Cardoso just literally on the center line because you are losing already. It's a difference between getting 0 points and 0 points or 1 point. Now they decided not to go for that 1 point. I was really disappointed with the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, Mr. Gil, but I said it in half time when they were 1 man down. Uguti, one thing that Sekhukhune they need to do, just to close those pockets, you know, close the field, allow them to use the width, and manage that space for you to score sepambili. Other than I think for that.
But then at 2-1, so and then if Sundowns told a red card, then the complexion is changing. Now you change, you react to the situation.
But now Mr. Nkeo, we're not all seeing the declaring issue. It came in our questions and our answers. You know, immediately it's equally. It says the game is open. Then go, but still because you could see Sundowns elite. No one wanted to commit himself. Everyone came behind the pole, but no, Sozomala. So I couldn't understand the technical team is Sekhukhune why when it's not even numbers. Why the Bangay game? Let's go to them, let's press them. Because like it goes back to say we are 11-11. So you should against savings on land. But now it's equal again, a red card, got Rivaldo, but still they were holding. But I think maybe it's because of, like as I said, you have time Ogoti, he's announced a leader, and they were like, you know what, we rather have.
That doesn't make sense, though. There's no world where that makes sense, especially in the world of thinkers. People get paid to think.
Yeah.
You get paid to think. That's a job.
Yeah.
That's a job. That's for me. I found that unacceptable. It doesn't matter what you get it.
Yeah.
When it's 11 against 10, which was at halftime, it was 11 against 10.
Yes.
It was 1-0.
Yes.
You are losing, so you manage. We're like, okay, we don't want to kill our morale here going into the midweek games. We don't want to kill our spirit. We don't want to lose 5-0. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna manage it.
Yes.
You manage it up until a point where it's 2-1 and all of us, it's 10 men. And there's 15 minutes left because it was 7 or 8 minutes left plus 5 minutes left from the added on time. So we cannot stand up for them. We cannot make excuses for them. You get paid to think. That's why you don't get paid 5,000. That's why you don't get paid 10,000. That's why you get paid 100,000. That's why you get paid 80,000. You get paid to think. I didn't understand that part.
No, Mr. Gill, yes, I agree with you, Uguti. Why it has to be like that? But you know, our coaches, and that's how they do, Mr. Gill. Because when you watching the game, Mr. Gill, that's why I always say this. He came in our question and there's answers. The game is there. He says to you, you've got a red card. Now you're like, let me sit. I agree with you with that. You sit. Now, you've got a red card. Now, why can't you go and say, let me go back to that plenary army when we were starting, we go back equal. Let me do.
It's even worse so because Sundowns at some point introduces Zungu and Grant Kekana, and they take out an attacker, Shalulile. I can't remember what else they took out as well, but they were taking out attackers, so they were telling you that they were killing the game.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like your impression of the first weekend of the DSTV Premiership, it looks like it's gonna be Sundowns.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I would say, guys, come on, let's work. We can't. Not in a bad spirit of the
every
game.
Season,
Not in a bad spirit of the game, but you know, there's a lot of things behind the scenes that are happening, and it's not really a nice thing that we're gonna see Sundowns again this season taking a league. Please, guys, let's work together. I'm not saying I see Pagi Sundowns, but I'm saying you know, let's try and put our minds together to say what is that they're doing it right, that we are not doing it right, and can we do that so that we can match them? And if we have to make it difficult for them, let it be difficult for them. It can't be easy, because I believe even today they created chances in Sundowns, they couldn't use those chances. So it says a lot in terms of those chances about creating and not scoring them.
There you go. Thank you very much, Mr. So and so. Just one more message, I think, to the referees as well. There's something that's happening at the Women's World Cup. It happened at the Qatar World Cup as well, with the Men's FIFA World Cup. We add a lot more time now for time wasted, for injury time.
Yeah.
So when the ball is out and people are wasting time, you add more time.
Yeah.
When they're celebrating, they're over-celebrating, you add more time. Every time when a player goes down for a foul or an injury has to be attended to, you add more time. Now, today, we got 5 minutes in the second half of added on time, but I was calculating.
Yeah.
We probably played only 3 minutes of that time. The game was in action, was active for only 3 minutes because Sundowns was trying to kill the game. You can blame them, you don't blame them. They call it game management. That's not Sundowns' problem. They can kill the game if they want to. But the officials, by the time we get to 5 minutes, add 3 more minutes on top of that 5 minutes, because in the first minute of that 5 minutes, there were substitutions being made. Yeah. It took 30 seconds or 40 seconds for that to happen. And then there was something that throw in that made that ball dead. And I realized it's almost 2 minutes into it. So there were like maybe 2 actions in that 5 minutes of added on time in terms of goal mouth actions, or the ball spending most time active. There is no shame. Add more time. The teams are going to do game management, but add more time. The English Premier League have sent a message to everyone, to their referees, to say, you add more time. We are seeing it with the Women's World Cup. You add more time. That's why with Banyana, when they won, you could see that the time was on 16 minutes or 17 minutes, but the time added on was 11 minutes.
Yes.
They added 5 or 6 more minutes on top of that. Even with Germany yesterday, they were chasing the game against South Korea. South Korea were going down, and I think that game got like 7 minutes on top of the 9 minutes or 11 minutes. I think it was 11 minutes. They got 6 or 7 minutes more than the time that was allocated. So there's no shame in doing that. The teams will try to break the rules or bend the rules, but it's up to you, the officials, to make sure that we, as the fans, see the full complement of the action, the time spent in action. iDiskiTV, iDiskiTimes, World Sports Betting. Thank you for watching us.